Hello from Universal. So I wanted to come to Universal today because I wanted to walk around. There's some new Halloween Horror Nights decorations that are out. I wanted to potentially have some dinner and just enjoy an evening at the park. A very rainy evening at the park, probably. Today I'm getting to park in the Oyby garage. That's what I call the Jurassic Park King Kong Jaws garage because it's the red, yellow, and blue colors like my logo. Alright, I parked all the way at the end of the garage like I generally do. It's not raining currently, but I did bring my big umbrella just in case. Gonna probably be here for a couple hours, just kind of walking around. It's been a while since I've been to Universal. The last time I was here I did a massive challenge, so it'll be nice to just kind of be here casually. You see how Jaws, King Kong, and Jurassic Park are blue, yellow, and red. And then over at the other garage, that is the Spider-Man, Cat in the Hat, and E.T. garage, which is purple, orange, and green. So now it's time to head through security and head over to the park before it starts to rain. Alright, made it through security. That did not take very long at all. I'm here at around 5 o'clock in the evening, so it's usually a pretty good time to come to Universal. Let's head over to Universal Studios Florida. Okay, I'm heading into Universal. I do need to rectify a little math that I did a little while ago concerning the Universal Globe right over here in terms of how many rotations it does per day. I think I was wrong. So when I came with Brendan, I said that the globe rotates once every 2 minutes and 8 seconds, which is 28 times per hour, which is 676 rotations per day. But if you do the math with that, there are 3,600 seconds in an hour divided by 128 seconds, which is 2 minutes and 8 seconds, times 24 hours in a day. That is 675 times. Okay, I needed to get that off my chest. I feel much better. Now I get information incorrect sometimes, occasionally when going to the theme parks, but as long as I can amend it, then I feel a little bit better about it. This is pretty cool. They moved the taxi back over here by Hollywood Boulevard. This was over near Central Park last time that I was here, which may have to do with the Horror Nights decorations, which I'm hopefully gonna go check out today. Hopefully they're still out. Okay, I didn't even notice this at first right here. This lighting package and scaffolding. This is gonna be a scare zone here in between Despicable Me and Shrek 4D. So this is cool. This is absolutely for Horror Nights right here. Alright, so that scare zone was way back there. I wanted to come over to the Music Plaza because it looks like these booths right now are open, these Olympic food booths. Okay, so over here at this particular booth, they have takoyaki, they have sushi, gyoza, and desserts, and some beverages as well. They have shrimp and matcha, takoyaki, they have rainbow rolls, California rolls, and vegan rolls. They have lemongrass chicken and edamame chicken, and then mini cheesecake and a mochi sampler for the dessert options. That's pretty cool. And then over here at the other booths, they have nama harumaki and bowls, it looks like, as well as some salads, and then it seems like the beverage options are identical to the other booths. Okay, so I ended up getting a few items here. I got one food item. This is the takoyaki, the shrimp takoyaki. And then I got this. This is a moonstone coconut lemongrass sake, which comes with nigori flavored sake with a rich, creamy texture. So it is starting to rain again, and I did see a bolt of lightning, but they're still sending the rides, so that's a pretty good sign. This is very bitter. Did not expect that, but this is fantastic. I like this a lot. All right, heading back out into the park. I know that there are a good amount of Halloween Horror Nights props over in New York, so I want to head over there to see what's going on there. Yeah, there's a lot going on in New York. There's a few different towers here, and then a stage directly across from the tribute store. That's cool. Okay, it's definitely raining now. It's been a while since I've seen one of these signs. That makes me very happy. I am absolutely going to come to Horror Nights this year, pending they have the full events, knock on wood. You can see the towers there. There's some banners on the upper levels of New York. That's cool. There's also this miniature stage over here with what appears to be blood containers and then a massive truck right behind it. This is cool. I'm a little tentative to be excited about Halloween Horror Nights in its entirety, just due to the fact that tomorrow this video is going to come out a little bit after the fact, but starting tomorrow, Disney reinstated their indoor mask mandate. Don't know if Universal is going to follow yet, but hopefully that doesn't impact Halloween Horror Nights this year. They canceled it completely last year, so I imagine some version of the event will go on this year, and I hope the full version. So there are individual structures. There's number 1 right there. There's number 2 right over here, and then there's number 3 way back there in the back. You can see the banners kind of hanging from the top of the facades here in New York, and then there's another miniature stage over here again with these containers of what looks like blood here right in front of the Museum of Antiquities. Revenge of the Mummy right over here. Man, this is exciting. These are Halloween Horror Nights scare zones, and this one's going to be the biggest of them all. There's one more smaller structure right over here with a tarp covering up some aspect of the prop, so I can only imagine what's behind that tarp. right? But I think that that's the extent of what's here in New York for Halloween Horror Nights this year. In the past, there have been some Halloween Horror Nights scare zones over here by Transformers. Don't really see anything right now, and there's still probably going to be a lot of elements that are going to be added over the next few weeks and months until Halloween Horror Nights starts. But I guess I'm going to keep heading around the park and just see what is new to me, at least. Most of this is new to me. I haven't been here since they put any of this out, so this is all new to me. Usually San Francisco is a pretty big scare zone for Halloween Horror Nights. I don't see any props from a distance, but maybe they started setting some out. After seeing the shark over at Six Flags in Georgia, it's nice to come back to Universal and see Bruce. So I did not see any props back over there for Halloween Horror Nights. Not yet. Probably going to be on the way at some point though. So the next scare zone is going to be all the way past Simpsons towards Central Park. They usually have like a roaming horde of chainsaw wielders over in Simpsons, but it's not really an official scare zone. It just sort of happens. Generally there are 10 different Halloween Horror Nights haunted houses and then 5 different scare zones. I don't know if that's an absolute guarantee, so they may not be the full event in terms of just how many houses and scare zones they have. I don't know why they wouldn't, but that could happen. Next to Men in Black is Fear Factor, which is usually used for a show for Halloween Horror Nights, so that's probably going to happen again this year. There's some scrim over the sign over there, but I'm heading towards Central Park and then down Hollywood Boulevard and then probably over to Islands of Adventure, because why not? So I'm heading through the Simpsons area right now over to Central Park. Something that I've wanted to do for a little while for some reason is to go back to Fast Food Boulevard and have a clogger. I don't know why. I've been wanting to do it for a little bit. I think that the food situation's improved at Universal because I think that they did away with mobile ordering recently. So it's still raining, but I don't think the outdoor rides are shut down yet, or the majority of them. I just saw King Kokoda's Twirl and Hurl that was still operating, so maybe it's just raining right now, so maybe only the rides that are sensitive to the rain, like the coasters, are shut down. Usually back in Kids Zone, they're just Horror Nights house entrances. There are no scare zones or anything like that, so I'm gonna keep heading through New York. And by New York, I meant Central Park. This is also a scare zone, which is always pretty cool whenever they eventually finish it, but it's not done yet because there's nothing here. All right, so I'm gonna head down Hollywood Boulevard on the way out of the park, but first I wanted to come over here by Transformers to this Summer Bites food booth. I think I'm gonna get the Kohina because I got it before and it was great. Also looking at that mango nana, but I think I'm just gonna get the Kohina for now. Never mind, because due to the rain they cannot use the fryers. This is also the first time that I put myself on camera this video, so hello, it is still raining. So there are no Halloween Horror Nights set decorations or props here on Hollywood Boulevard. This is usually a pretty big scare zone, but I don't see anything relating to Halloween Horror Nights. There is some preview merchandise inside the Born Tentacular gift shop over here. This is where you exit for the Born Tentacular, and it looks like the preview merchandise is currently pretty limited to the Bride of Frankenstein lives. I'm sure that this is going to be expanded as the event gets a little bit closer and more houses are announced, but this is where the merchandise is. This is fun. So I'd like to stop by the Universal Studios store real quick because they did come out with some pretty cool merchandise that I saw a little while ago. I haven't seen it since. It's like a Jackson Pollock retro Universal logo shirt, the old neon Universal Studios Florida logo with splatter paint on it. It looks really cool, but I haven't seen it in a little bit. Okay, so I don't see the shirt in particular that I'm looking for. I'll keep checking in hopes that it comes back in stock, but maybe I'll head over to Islands of Adventure and see if it's over there. It probably isn't, but you never know. All right, so I'm inside of the Universal Studios store, heading over to Islands of Adventure. Maybe gonna grab a snack over there. That park closes in about 2.5 hours, and then Universal closes in about an hour and a half. Tonight, Universal closes at 9 o'clock, and Islands is open until 10 o'clock, which is pretty cool. Islands just a couple minute walk away. Right now, they're playing the E.T. Adventure soundtrack, which to me is one of the more quintessential Universal Studios Florida soundtracks. When I hear this song, I think about Universal, and I just get instantly nostalgic. I will never forget waiting right here in front of the Chocolate Emporium to get inside Islands of Adventure on a capacity day for 2.5 hours and not moving at all. That is something that happened that I will just always remember. Okay, so I made it over to Islands of Adventure. Like I said, I'd like to get some sort of a snack over here, but then also I blew a bit of my budget out over at Universal Studios just getting that shrimp snack and that coconut sake. That was about $20 for just those 2 little items, so that was kind of expensive. Most people hate when it rains at the theme parks, but I love it. I'm aware that I have a bit of a privilege in terms of being able to come whenever I want, but I think it creates a really relaxing atmosphere at the parks. People start leaving for the most part, so it's just a little bit more enjoyable and less urgent. Right now the rides are running in the rain because there's no lightning, I suppose, so that's a bonus as well. I'm gonna go and head inside and start walking around the lagoon. Okay, I'm gonna go and head through Marvel Superhero Island. I feel like I usually go through Seuss Landing. I want to do something a little bit different Now, this is like the decision of whether to go towards Canada or Mexico when you go to Epcot. Right now it's raining just hard enough where it's not inconvenient enough to really not warrant an umbrella, but then it's also annoying enough to require an umbrella, if that makes sense. It's just barely coming down, but I don't really want to put my umbrella up, but then I also do want to because having an umbrella is kind of annoying. I know that this is the kind of content that you subscribe for, right? Just listening to me complain about umbrellas and my inconveniences in relations to the weather, right? Nobody complains about the weather. I'll also never forget this as a U.S. zone. You could come down here and take your mask off for a slight reprieve when walking around the park, back when they were required literally all the time walking around the park, outdoors, indoors. Now they're required again indoors at Disney. I don't know how long that's gonna last. I don't know if Universal's gonna follow suit. I guess we'll see, but I don't think the masks are gonna be an outdoor mandate anymore. There goes the Velocicoaster right over there, which looks like it still has an outdoor line. It'd be fun to do that at nights, right? So I know what snack that I'm gonna be getting if it's open. I'm hoping that it is. It's Auntie Anne's pretzels way over here in Marvel Superhero Island. I've been thinking about it for a while, and it would be fantastic. There's Auntie Anne's pretzels right next to the Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. It does look like it's open. There's a bit of a line, but I am gonna wait for it. That's right, now the Incredible Hulk roller coaster is not operating. It's one of the rides that closes down in the rain, not necessarily the lightning or the inclement weather. Although, okay, it's now running, I suppose. I guess they're starting to test it, even though it's still raining just a little bit. Made it over to Auntie Anne's, been waiting here for a little bit. I'm also seeing if I can get a return time for Hagrid. It's about 8 o'clock right now. It says it's temporarily at capacity, not necessarily at capacity for the rest of the night, so I'll see what happens with this. I'll monitor it and see if I can get a return time for Hagrid's. All right, so it took about 30 minutes, but I finally got to my nuggets here. These are my pretzel nuggets with some marinara sauce down there. Heading around the back of the Captain America diner to eat my nuggets. It seems pretty quiet back over here. Haven't been back here in a little while, and it seems like the perfect exclusive place, secluded exclusive place to eat my nuggets. I can understand if it's food that's made to order or food that you have to select off of a menu, but when the options are limited to pretzels, pretzel nuggets, and pretzel hot dogs, the fact that it takes 30 minutes for other families to decide what they want from that menu is very interesting to me, especially when I get up to the menu and I'm like, 1 pretzel nugget please with marinara sauce. I put my card to take it out and I take my nuggets and I walk away and it takes 30 seconds. I don't know, it's interesting. That's an element of people watching and just theme park psychology that I've always found to be interesting, just how long it takes to do very mundane, easy decision-making activities from the toll plaza entrance into the park to when you leave the park at the end of the day. Regardless, I'm going to enjoy these nuggets and enjoy my view of the Islands of Adventure Lagoon as the sun starts to set. It's pretty much set now. It wasn't when I got in line for my pretzels, but now the sun's gone. All right, I'm all done with my pretzel nuggets, which were so good. They're only $6 too, which is so perfect. I just wish it didn't take half an hour to get them. That's why I didn't even get food when I did my attractions challenge a couple weeks ago, just because, not due to the people that work here, due to the guests that just are very indecisive about a lot of things that come to the park. That's why it takes so long to get food sometimes, or to really do anything at the parks. I'm also never gonna forget falling right here due to this being slippery due to the rain. That was fun. Okay, I'm feeling good because I got my pretzels, but now I'm gonna continue around the park before it closes, hopefully before the sun sets completely, but probably not because it's already almost set. I've still been checking out Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. It still says that it's temporarily at capacity, so I'm not gonna hold my breath in terms of it being available today, but you never know. Honestly, this is an angle, I'm sorry. Okay, so now I'm gonna head inside Camp Jurassic. It's been a while since I've seen this place at night, and it's one of my favorites. I don't think that it is, but I wanna go up and see if the net area has reopened yet, the area that's right above me here. And it is not open yet, this net area right here that leads to the upper portion of Camp Jurassic. It's one of my favorite parts of the entire area next to the cave portion of Camp Jurassic, so I hope it reopens at some point. This is another entrance to the upper net area right here, and then this I think was closed last time. I don't remember having access to this. This is where you can fire this gun down there, this water gun, and they can fire back at you. You can see there's a button right here. I'm gonna press it. Oh, it shot water. Okay, so this does work. There just has to be people down there to fire back at you. This area is a little bit eerie to walk around at night alone, without a doubt. It's very thematically realistic and a little bit startling. That's where I was, right up there. I wanted to come down to see if there's a button mechanism. There is. So on the back of this dinosaur head, that sprays the water up at the top, up there. Cool, I've been sprayed by both of these so many times in my life. Okay, I got a little bit lost, but I think I know where I am. I'm gonna head across this bridge to see one of my favorite views in all of Islands of Adventure at night, which is this area right here where the waterfalls are. It's just so beautiful and subtly lit. This is the area that overlooks the line for Pteranodon Flyers. It's right next to the Velocicoaster. I love it, especially at night. Okay, I'm gonna go and head back and continue my walk around Islands of Adventure. Got a little sidetracked, but I think it was worth it. I don't think I'm gonna be riding Hagrid to the Velocicoaster before heading out. Oh, look at that. I didn't know that the gate colors changed. That's neat. Okay, so the train's about to come by. I wanted to show what it looks like at night with the launch, the 70-mile-per-hour launch. That's pretty cool, right? I love nighttime lighting packages at theme parks. They do such a good job. Okay, so I came over by the Velocicoaster. I think there's about to be fireworks. Yes, behind the castle. So they're doing the nighttime lights at Hogwarts Castle. Again, currently, you have to go this way to either exit the park or get into the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. So that's cool to see. Perfect timing. Here comes the finale fireworks. Cool. I haven't been able to see the full show in a little while. Oh man, this coaster doesn't have the blue lights on it. That's unfortunate. This is pretty new. It's a little bit hard to see, but they put a Jurassic World logo arch right here in front of, I don't even know what you would call this, but the arch that protects people walking underneath the Velocicoaster as it goes by overhead. So that's pretty neat. Probably a little bit easier to see during the daytime. I think I'm gonna bypass the Hogwarts lights tonight. Probably come back with Vernon at some point to do that in its entirety in the future. I imagine that there's a pretty good amount of people heading my way right now because it did just end. All right, so I'm heading back to the parking garage to my car. I've had an incredible day at both Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure, but I think it's time to go ahead and head on back. This is a bright light over here by Green Eggs and Ham. I could do shadow puppets on this. Hey, Roy. Hey, what's up? Why are you so mean to people that have a particular preference of pretzel purchase? Well, I just want them to maximize their time in line for rides and attractions and shows. No! You're so mean. I'm gonna tell my friends to unsubscribe. I don't have any friends. Yikes, my shadow puppet hand has a pretty saucy personality, apparently. But like I said, heading back to the parking lots to go ahead and call it a day for my trip to Universal today. I had a blast. Real quick, I'm gonna stop inside the trading company store to see if they have the shirt that I was looking for earlier, the Splatter Paints Universal Studios logo shirt. Nope, I thought I was gonna get lucky here with some of these shirts, but none of them are the ones that I'm looking for, unfortunately, but they are pretty cool and pretty close. Okay, the time to head out of the park for real before the massive amounts of other people that are probably heading over from the Wizarding World decide to leave. The park is still open for another hour or so, so that's pretty cool. So I'll have to keep my eyes open for that shirt to come back, hopefully. At some point, people are still coming into the park because the park is open for another 30 minutes or so, so everybody's coming over from Universal Studios Florida. I think I call it Universal Studios Florida because everybody else on the planet calls it Universal Studios Orlando, and it just bothers me ever so much. Oh, there are fireworks going on over at Universal Studios Florida. It's kind of hard to see, but I think that's the cinematic celebration going on right over there. I'm not sure if that's the finale. It might be. Can you see all those fireworks, sort of? Way back over there. Hooray, fireworks! I'm trying to think about what part of the show this is, but I don't know. It could be the Because I'm Happy section, the Trolls part. So that was my trip to Universal Studios Florida to check out the Halloween Horror Nights updates around the park. There weren't really a lot, but there were some props, and this is definitely the finale going on right now. There were some props and paraphernalia and set decorations that were up around the front of the park by Despicable Me and the back of the park by New York. So it's going to be exciting to see how that progresses in the future, and then just kind of taking a rainy trip around Universal, getting to finally eat at the Olympic booths at the Music Plaza. That was really neat. And then coming to Islands and taking a casual walk around the park, getting some pretzels, which were absolutely worth the wait because I love pretzel nuggets, pretzel bites, and marinara sauce. It's a perfect combination for me. So I had a great trip. Thank you for hanging out with me on this very random trip to Universal Islands, just to be here, walk around, and have a good time. So I'll see you soon. Have a great day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.